Blessings.
Yes, sir.
Any of them. So, I started this podcast that I've been doing like this. I am a guy from a place, CharmCityBipper, Quis The Vndl. Marquis is the name my mama gave me. I'm here with an individual that I've known for all of my life. He's known me for all of my life. For parts I don't remember. He knew the people who created me. He grew up with one of them for a long time in his life.
Yes, sir.
A person that is very special to my family and me as well. He's the reason I know about Jay-Z and a lot of different cultural aspects. You know, it's a real deal person. You know what I'm saying? Uncle Isaac.
All right. How y'all doing? Everybody call me Ike.
Big Ike.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So, I have you on this podcast because you've gone through experiences that I know a lot of people would benefit from hearing about. You are a warrior,
Thank
and
you.
you continue to show up despite a reality that other people will stop, that could stop some individuals.
Yeah.
Um, what um what are some things that just you feel get you there?
Well, let me tell you. Let me give you um exactly what took place. Let me so back in 2019, August of 2019, I was injured in a robbery attempt. So in this robbery attempt actually left me um paralyzed, wheelchair bound. So, I won't get into the actual event too much because it's still in court. So, the suspects were caught. Um, but during this robbery attempt, I was shot several times, which left me paralyzed. So, having to, that change of life, it actually it changed my life, and it changed the life of my family, the people that depend on me, you know so one of the things that actually keeps me going is the fact that you know um I was raised, you know to have faith. So I was raised a Christian. I believe in, you know, my Savior, Lord Jesus Christ. I, so my faith is actually what gets me through, and you know, my family. You know, um, like you being my nephew. I watch certain moves that you make, and certain things inspire me to keep moving. You know what I'm saying? Because, like you said, I've known you for all your life. So, I'm watching you grow, and just watching my family, my sons and my daughters, just watch them grow, and
Mm,
growing into women and young men, and just watching you guys grow. That keeps me going and keeps me motivated to keep moving and keep moving and grooving. So I take it one day at a time, and just try to keep a positive attitude about everything. You know what I
mm.
mean? So I know that was kind of long-ended answer to a question, but
No such thing.
oh, okay. All right. Well, we keep it moving then.
Indeed. I I laugh
Yeah.
because we get to.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's interesting because faith is what this podcast is based in.
Okay.
I mean, I started in Uncle Anthony's house.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
I'm in the back. One of the rooms of this house is making this podcast about how I've been wanting to do it. I
Yeah.
didn't know how to do it. I thought it was a
Yeah.
certain way I had to.
Uh-huh.
And as I reflect, like, and even in what you're saying, is like your whys are always around you.
Okay.
But
Appreciate it.
you know, like finding that stillness and
Yeah.
that thing that's like, okay, that's important without anybody telling me it is.
Yeah. Exactly.
And
Yeah.
that's what I've been sitting with a lot. Like, you know, we spoke about Mom Michelle.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't get to interview her.
Wow.
So sitting with that
Wow.
concept, like I talked to her a lot about it as I was starting it. I'm stopping by in between, going to interviews. I think I did 7 interviews the week before she passed.
Okay.
So to sit with like, wow, like then I'm putting together the slideshow and she has an interview about the balloon business that I'm just seeing from a distance, but this is like her thing.
Yeah.
So much so that there's so much of it still at the house.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. She had a lot of.
she had a lot. And she had a lot of opportunities brewing too.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yep.
So it's interesting. I mean, we also August will make 4 years.
Yeah, it's motivation. It's inspiring to see that. You know what I mean?
And to know you're still here.
Yeah.
Because like that day,
Yes.
that day was interesting.
Oh yeah.
For a lot of reasons.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Look, it was even more interesting for me.
It
You know, even more interesting for me.
And I'm like, it's weird because I'm sitting in it to try to get your perspective and then sitting into my own at the same time.
Exactly.
So I'm like, he's in the back with some doctor working on him and they ain't telling us what we need to know.
Yeah.
But we here for hours, and then he comes in and he's like dramatic and he sounds like he about to say something worse than what he ends up saying.
Yeah.
And that's the faith.
Okay.
So we all sitting out there with just a whiteboard, some markers, doodling, being goofy, trying to distract from like the worst,
what's going on.
the worst of it, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like I'm cutting the phone off because social media is saying one thing. It's 2019, they talking crazy.
Oh, social media was hot. I heard.
So everybody know my uncle. Everybody in the city knew my uncle apparently.
Wow. You know, I didn't know. Look, I didn't know I was. At that time. I knew I had friends and friends that, really, I got friends I call family, and I didn't know that I was, that, you get that, you have that, large family. You don't really know.
I extended you up.
Yeah, yeah. So, I heard social media was real hot. Some negative, some positive. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
Mostly positive though.
Mostly positive.
And I can understand. Listen, so many different people give me a perspective on what was going on that day. Like, whoa, like some people were like, because like you said, the drama of it though, when that comes out, when a doctor comes out and says, well, it's 50-50. You know what I'm saying? And we listen, that's 50-50 is like, I mean, that's not even like a definitive answer to give somebody. Like 50-50 is like everything is almost like 50-50 for real.
Immeasurable odds.
You know what I mean? Like, what is that?
What you saying?
You know what I mean? Like, give us a little bit more. You the doctor, but Dr. Scalia, that's who worked on me and actually wound up becoming a very, very good friend of mine.
Major gratitude for him.
Yes, yes. And, the Lord put people in your life for certain reasons or whatever. And, he was put in my life. He saved my life. So, definitely appreciative for that, and I know like a lot was going through y'all heads that day, but I'll tell you this, when I was on the table or I was in the bed when, I was in recovery or whatever, and I was out, when they was in the induced coma, I didn't have no thoughts. It was no dreams, no, I can't tell you, you know, like I talked to somebody, or you know, I was going into the light, you know, and turned
come back.
around. Yeah. So, you know, um,
Ooh.
can't give you any of those stories, but you know, definitely, you know, it was definitely a rough, rough day, and it's been a
Mhm.
rough almost 4 years. It's been rough, but it's one day at a time, brother.
Absolutely.
One day at a time.
It's interesting because it's like I sit with a lot of what I do a lot lately. I've been very reflective, so I'm like,
Uh,
so on one end you could say, why do family only come together at the worst points? But it's like at least families coming together.
exactly.
Like, what can we celebrate about it?
Yeah.
Because it's like it may have been an unfortunate reason for us to grow closer.
hmm
It still made us closer. So it's
Exactly.
like, how do we
Exactly.
build on that moving
Yes.
forward rather than to pick at the thing and a
Yeah.
reason?
Yeah. But to try to actually, when we get that closeness, how can we keep that closeness? How can we
Absolutely.
keep it? And it's hard, because the interruption of family with us, what kept us all together, what like glued us together was, you know, great grandma.
Mm-hmm.
So great grandma's gone. Well, great grandma for you guys, but grandma for me, she's gone, and we all not staying together like she wanted us to. We're not even doing what she wanted us to do. So we got to figure out a way to get that back. And like a lot of families, I had to figure out a way to like get that back. And this is a little bit about, and I don't want to drift off into that either, which is a little bit of like why the city is kind of the way it is now, because the families aren't really together like that, you know. So, but that's a long story within itself as well,
Indeed.
So, you know,
I think it's interesting because there seems to be this idea that it just comes by default. Like we are
mm,
family, so we're supposed to be together. And it's like that's
mm,
supposed to be is intentional.
yeah,
It's an intentional effort.
yeah,
And what a lot of what I didn't recognize was like that matriarch that's in our like on both sides, because
uh-huh.
my mother's mother, like
Yes.
that
Yeah.
part where it's like she was intentional about y'all gonna be around each other,
Yes.
even if you got a little issue.
Yeah. 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 No
Figure that
doubt.
out on
No
the
doubt.
side. But this
No
is more
doubt.
important,
Yeah.
and it's strange because a lot of people have given that responsibility away, and
Yeah.
I've been a part of it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know if I can speak to that. Like I'm at events, or I remember one day I'm at a park. I don't know none of these kids. They doing the football.
Yeah.
They get to cursing. I just give a stern look, like of confusion.
Yeah. Yeah.
And one of them, like, he just stopped cursing. And then they
Yeah.
started to be a little more conscious of it.
Exactly.
And it was just this recognition of like, I got more power over this
Mm-hmm.
than I'm playing like I don't.
Mm-hmm.
And like even the way I'm dressing, the way I'm walking, the way I
Yeah.
present myself to these youth, I'm a model. And we all
Exactly.
had that power. Is just we ain't gonna step into it.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So I mean, it's one of them things where, the family gets older. Nobody really wants that responsibility of saying like, hey, I want everybody to be at my house on Sunday for Sunday dinner. Nobody wants that responsibility. You know what I'm saying? And, it's understandable. I mean, I get it. I'm not knocking anybody for it. It's the same thing with you, like you saying with the youth. Those little kids get the curse and then you give a stern look, and then they stop. That could go at these days, that could go either way.
Oh,
You know,
and that's the faith.
exactly,
That's why it's
exactly,
funny
exactly.
because the same faith, like my moment in 2016,
Uh,
Grandma had a psalm that she always told me to say.
yeah, yes.
Number
23rd,
23.
23rd Psalm.
23. She
Yeah,
said, keep that close.
keep it
And
close.
there's a lot of dark periods where it's like,
That's what
that's
it
what I
is.
lean on.
Yeah,
And there's a couple other ones I didn't add this to the vault, but
yeah.
that's by the
That's
grace.
number one.
That's by the faith. That's number one. But
Yeah,
and like I said, is knowing that it's bigger than me.
Yeah.
Cause like you said when we started this, is like what keeps you going is family. Like
Exactly.
I keep going because I know Lil Ike
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
on the way
Yeah.
up.
He coming behind you.
What exactly
You know
am
what
I
I'm
going to be
saying?
for him? Because I
Exactly.
know who's over me,
Yep.
and I saw them whether they knew I did or not.
Yep. So, I think we all kind of, at some point, we kind of like shook responsibility, and that is like one of the main things with like today, one of the problems with just society today is accountability and responsibility.
Mm.
And nobody wants to take accountability or the responsibility. Nobody wants to take that up, that mantle. Doesn't Nobody wants to take that up. So, you know, that's the one of the big, which I believe is some of the biggest problems with society today.
Mm.
Dealing with that. Um,
And I laugh. I say I laugh a lot because I really do be laughing.
yeah,
But I post different things, and I've constantly have to remind myself like I don't have to be perfect to do this work.
yeah,
Cause like I read a little bit about the brother who walked the earth
okay,
real long ago, and
okay.
he was coming across the disciples that he had. You know, he did a lot of works and a lot of miracles,
Yep.
and he wasn't expecting perfection from none of them.
No.
He found some brothers fishing, like, hey,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can make y'all get a little more than that, huh?
yeah, yeah.
you
Y'all can do a little bit
can
more
do a
than
little
that.
bit of
Y'all just
that, huh?
chilling. Y'all being lazy.
Yeah,
You know
bro.
what I mean?
And they find one brother, he's like, oh, what you going walking across that water? You know, he
Yeah,
said, I don't know if I can. Are you
yeah,
good, bro? Now I'm make you fall because you playing with me.
yeah,
I
yeah,
told you
yeah,
you was
yeah,
good, didn't
yeah,
I?
yeah,
So it was like
yeah.
them stories I read. I'm like, those ain't perfect people walking in with him. And then like
Mm-hmm.
they call on the brother. They're like, hey, you got to go with that other guy, and we're gonna
Yeah.
put you to them deaths and all of that. And
Mm-hmm.
they do it, and it's like, do you know that guy? I ain't know him. They asked
Yeah,
somebody 3 times. They
yeah.
say thrice. I was like,
Yeah,
he's like, nah, I ain't know. I really ain't know.
it's going to deny me three times, three
Put
times.
it on the
Deny.
books.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
said,
yeah, yeah.
put it, hold it close to you.
Exactly.
You think you for me, but you still
Exactly.
going switch up, brother.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, like how it all comes full circle, and
Yeah.
like people will pull stuff up years later. Malcolm X was this way. It's like,
Yeah.
bro, like you could say that when he was here to defend himself.
So I look at a lot of things in life. Like I have a different look on things than what a lot of people have. And I'm kind of like yourself. Like um, could you have said those things when he was living, or could we have known some of this stuff now, or when you read up on some of this stuff that you learn, different things that, you learned about people that, is different than, what you thought it was, and life is that way, man. Life is that way. It comes at you fast, and, if you're not careful, it's going to go by you, or slap
Mm-hmm.
you in the face, or, you know, you gotta be ready for it,
It got a quick under
Yeah, 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 yeah,
uppercut.
yeah.
ah.
So you gotta be ready for it, man. So,
Mm.
I definitely feel you on some of the stuff, like when you contacted me in reference to doing, your podcast, I was like, yo, I'm like real interested. I just want to
Mm.
be able to like really just rap to you. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And just get a good rap on what you're in, and just get a good, you know, get a good talk with you, and share it with the people.
Mm.
Um, and just let them know what's going on. Or because the world, the world is the world, man. Society is
Oh,
society, and they want to know
indeed.
how you doing. If you don't come out and say how you're doing, then they
Somebody gonna
gonna
say
make
it for.
something up.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They gonna
Right.
make something up.
There's a good brother named Don Dawson. It goes by Don Dawson.
Hmm.
Um and he put a book out called "Couldn't Let You Tell It." So like we come from a city where there's a lot of stories.
Yeah,
There's a lot of stories. A lot of people that
definitely.
really wasn't outside, but they get to telling stories. Like,
Yeah,
I ain't how it happened.
no,
But everybody don't got a microphone.
no.
So my thing is, when I was in school as a kid, they taught us there's the first person account, then there's a second person, and then somehow we get to like the other person. Like, how you even know the story? Oh, he told me because he heard from. Like, what? So the he say she say, the gossip.
Oh yes.
Get to be wild when I'm like, let's just get the gospel. I mean, I know the brother.
Yeah.
The brother who went through it in 2019. You know,
Exactly.
there's a lot of stories that floated. But what's important, like you said, is just giving the people the brass tacks from your perspective, and if they don't want to accept your perspective, that's their right. You know,
Exactly.
you got that choice.
Exactly. If they don't want to hear, like, look, I was a police officer. Actually,
For many years.
yeah, exactly. When this incident took place, I was on duty, and um, it wasn't nothing fishy. I wasn't taking money off the street. I wasn't, robbing guys and putting dope back on the street, and I wasn't doing all that, and this is why these guys came and did this or whatever. I didn't even know these guys. These guys, didn't know me. So um it's just interesting how how the world works. It's interesting, and you know um you know this is what I tell people, like, my expectation of things. Sometimes I don't have an expectation, because sometimes when you have an expectation of something and it doesn't happen the way that you want it to happen, then you're disappointed. So I have no expectation of the world, because when the world acts up and acts stupid, it doesn't disappoint me, because I didn't expect for y'all to act right anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, um, so my perspective is a little bit different than what everybody else's is. Um,
One thing I'll add, I've recognized the power of intention. So if my intention is to have a good day, I may not have a good one, but I intended to. And I'm more accepting of not having a good day, because at least I had a day.
Yeah, exactly.
And in this year, with the loss that our family has had, it's like I'm very grateful in ways where I say grateful, and everybody doesn't have that full reference of my gratitude. But this is one more of those moments where it's like I'm sitting with my uncle 4 years after being in a hospital room for like a day. And then weeks after that, like, how's this progress? I mean, and the hope that we'll have for maybe another outcome. Like we envision it to be something different. And it's like, to have you, just that part is enough. So it's like when you can be grateful for the smallest part of it, whatever comes after that is truly a win.
Look, man, it's a win every morning.
Every morning
I get up is a win. So, within the last 5 years, we've taken some of the hardest hits within the last 5 years, but we're still here. We're surviving. I know a lot of guys. You know, um, I grew up East Baltimore.
bit.
I know a lot of guys. That's in the street. A lot of guys in the street. A lot of guys that have been killed. A lot of guys that are still in prison. Um, a lot of guys that went to jail, they're home now. You know, um, so I understand, and I know, both sides of the coin. I know, the law enforcement side, and I know the criminal side. So, knowing both of these, references, knowing both of these sides of the coin, it's beneficial in life. It molds you. It makes you the person, made me who I am today. You
Mhm.
know, and I figured myself to be a good person.
Indeed, I call it street adjacent. It's
Yeah.
like sometimes you street adjacent. Like Baltimore ain't that big, so
Mm,
like you done went to school with somebody that did something that don't make sense. You done went to school with somebody who did some things that then took them to places that some people never get to go.
never get to go.
You know, take them to different countries for great accolades, and it's
Yep.
in the home base would be East Baltimore. It'd be somewhere over west. It'd
East
be
Baltimore, West Baltimore,
just Baltimore
just
bread.
really just Baltimore bread. You know
Baltimore
what I mean?
bread.
All day.
Indeed.
Yes, sir. All day.
Yes, God.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love it.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's funny because like I think back to walking around with them cookout sandals that my mother used to keep me
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and my toes ashy, you know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because I'm rushing out the house.
Oh yeah.
I'm just at my grandmother's house, you know,
Yeah.
eating whatever she decided to cook, salmon and
Mm-hmm.
rice.
Mm-hmm.
About
Mm-hmm.
so many people coming
Uh,
in and out the house, and people,
oh,
how you
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you an extrovert? Like, I mean, I had to be.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
How about those turkey croquettes she
okay,
used to
you
make? You know what I
know what I'm
mean?
saying? Just all the
Yeah.
little vibes.
Yeah, yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
So so many moments, and
Oh man, we could like
yeah, we go for days
all
on that.
day. We can go all day, man. We just all day. We can, all day. Just give it, but all day we got, some success stories, got unsuccess stories.
Yeah.
We got a lot. We can go all day. You
Mm,
know, like my family. They not perfect, but I love them though. You know what I'm saying? I love my family, and I just know I wouldn't be here without them.
mm,
You know, um, they
mm,
laid the foundation, man, and laying the foundation.
mm.
Laying the foundation.
I'm interested in that a lot more lately because there's a lack of understanding of what foundation is.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand I need the Bible in my life
Mm-hmm.
because there's so many people that came before me who had it in their life.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I even say to people like I'm living in the prayers of my ancestors. I'm living in the prayers my grandmother put up, the ones my
Yeah.
mother put up,
Mm-hmm.
the ones my father puts up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now my own.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like when I sit with I am because you were like
Mm-hmm.
I wanna I got my windows tinted and I make my speakers loud because
Yeah.
we used to
Yeah.
ride around in the
Yeah.
Tercel.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I know what's possible when they tell me what's not because of what I seen. Like I'm at Jesse house. He got a glass desk. When
Yeah.
when I'm in like sixth grade. I'm like, and there's an apple in the back of it. What's
Yeah.
that? And
Yeah.
now I'm like getting my own. I done
Yeah.
had a couple of them. I done had
Mm-hmm.
different moments where it's like I could go there. Oh, somebody having a
Oh
moment.
yeah. 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 So all the time.
Yeah, but what's special is like when I talk to people who had the things I thought I needed, and they let me know
Mm-hmm.
that the thing I need is the thing that I need. It's not
Yeah.
about like comparing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Jesse was like, you know, if you want to be a barber, you want to try it out. What's stopping you?
Yeah.
I love it. What's stopping you? Versus like, no, that ain't you.
Yeah.
It's like, well, how can it be you? Why do you feel that's you?
Yeah.
Because that gives me like something wrong with.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's for anybody out here in this world.
Yeah. No
Wrong with
doubt.
it.
No doubt. No
Mm.
doubt. So like you said, it's not about comparing like what I have to what you have, but it's what can I do for myself, you know, or how can I take that to motivate me
Mm.
to do better or or just to do period, you know. Um, so it's all about motivation and motivation and inspiration. You know, you know, yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day out here, y'all.
Oh yeah,
It's a special day as well. For my family, for our family,
yeah, yeah.
a lot of different. I call them intersections. It's
Mm-hmm.
like Sean is here,
Yeah.
right? So he's gonna be here until September.
Okay.
There's a lot of different events that are coming up. I've been doing a lot more than I get to talk about.
Nah.
Like that's the funny part when like every day got something new,
Yeah.
and you're like, "What you out here doing?" It's like if I tell too much, he might think I owe you something.
Yeah. Yeah.
so,
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah. So I'll tell you just enough. Just what you need to
it's
know. I
just what
feel
you
what you
need,
need to know.
So what you got planned? I said things.
Yeah.
I got
Got some
things.
stuff.
You know,
Got some stuff.
the funny part is people want to see you succeed, but they don't really have a vision of what your success is because
Mm-hmm.
you got the vision for what you're supposed to be doing.
Exactly.
So it's like
Exactly.
after I say
Well,
it, I just gotta go.
you'll get a lot of, people will tell you what you should be doing,
Mhm.
or you should be doing this, or you should be doing that, and like, okay, good with that,
So you too positive on that podcast. You
yeah,
ain't talking enough spit. It ain't enough controversy. You don't
yeah.
argue with your guests.
Well, look, if it ain't drama enough for you, like, go ahead with that shit.
Go find it's somewhere for
Is
you.
that drama enough for you? Like, go ahead with that shit.
Oh, he cursed at me. I said, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
human.
Oh
Mother,
yeah.
mother,
Yeah,
mother,
yeah,
son,
yeah, yeah, mother sucker.
mother, son. Shout out Michael Blacks.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Oh,
that's like I said, man, it's the world.
that's life.
That's the way of the world, man.
Mm.
You know, and really it's not. That's not let me say that's life, and really is
Mm.
not. Life not about that.
I love that you
It's
said that
it's
too.
it's not about that.
Not at all. My life would be beautiful.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. It's not even
I ain't
about
gonna
that.
lie. Life is so beautiful to me because at every point that you have it, you get to define it.
Yeah,
Like it's no second where you don't have
yeah,
a choice in it. Like I remember I used to just be sitting mad, like, why am I this mad? Like, okay, it happened, it's done, and I'm still mad. I'm still fidgeting they like
right.
they playing a new
Mad for
game.
what? You know what I mean?
Mad for what? For who?
Mad for what?
You're like, okay. And then it's interesting too when sometimes it's this thing of I don't see them doing enough. And it's like, bro, I don't see the three
Yeah,
point back. I don't see me
yeah,
doing
yeah,
enough.
yeah, yeah.
Really, like go say that in the mirror. I don't see them doing
Man,
enough.
let me tell you
What
something.
they got to do?
I never say that about people or I never say that because you don't know what people have going on that could stop people from doing things, like I'm gonna tell you when this happened, I got a lot of man, I'm sorry, man. I meant to call you and I meant to do this. I say, man, listen,
Mm.
this happened to me, but you still have a life to live. So I can't be mad at you because you didn't call me, you know, because you live in your life. You got life to live. You got kids to raise. So just sitting back worrying about Ike, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't do this. I mean, you can't do
Yeah,
that,
it's shifting the energy in somewhat to make it so that you can excuse. It's like no, like it's I'm gonna be sad for you forever. Like I ain't sad. You don't gotta be sad for me.
Not for me.
And if you were sad, you wouldn't have to be
Yeah,
sad for nobody else. That's a choice
exactly.
still.
Yeah, and I'm
Be
not even like giving like guys like man forgive me for I'm not giving no forgiveness for none of this. Like I'm not. It's not about that.
not at all.
I'm glad that hey, listen. We can sit here and I could be mad at you all day for not calling me. We can sit back and we can argue about that all day, or we can sit back and we can talk about how beautiful life is.
You gonna
You
make
know
some
what I mean?
plans?
How good it is for me to even be here. How about that? You know what I'm saying? Instead of arguing about whether you called me or not, or Just talk about how beautiful life is. How's your family? How's your kids doing?
How's your day going?
Exactly, man. Exactly.
You get to slow down for a second.
You know what I mean?
You eat anything you like. Like, where you at with it?
Man, look, it's good for two brothers to even like sit there and vibe like this, and both of us we sober. You know what I'm saying?
That part.
We not even high. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like most guys, they get on, and I'm not knocking anybody,
Yeah,
not
so
knocking anybody.
there's a space for it. The time and place for it.
Drinking, they got to drink, got to smoke, got to do all this, got to do all. Not knocking nobody, but you know, I'm on here. I'm retired. I'm free as a bird. You know, I don't need. There's no permission to speak freely. None of that. You know what I'm saying? None of that. So
Got to sign a waiver
yeah,
before you get on
exactly.
this.
Like there's none of that. I'm good. You know. So I don't knock anybody. But like I said, we not on here. It's good for two brothers just to vibe and not have all that extra drama to it. And if this is boring to people, they don't have to watch. You get what I'm saying?
It's so funny because there's gonna be somebody who watches this to get some tea. It's gonna be somebody who gets life and they're fed by these words and these stories and being able to see you in a joyful space because they may have a preconceived idea of what it's like to be paralyzed, right?
Or handicapped.
Right. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry that happened to you. Like, it's nothing you could have did.
Yeah.
Did you have a gun that day
you
gonna pull up?
didn't do it.
That part too,
You
like,
know what I'm saying?
what are you talking about?
You
I'm so
didn't
sorry.
do it. So I appreciate, what you're saying because I know you're saying it, but
I know where it's coming from. I understand the intention.
I appreciate it. But, like you said, when we do like you do these podcasts and stuff like that, and you interview certain people, like people are looking for the tea, like you said, you know. But sometimes if the tea is not sweet enough,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? If it's not sweet enough, if it's not bitter enough, if it's not, they don't want to see it or they're not interested.
All them brothers was just smiling and laughing and stuff. What's so happy about?
Yeah, what they so happy about?
You're not gonna talk bad about nobody? Oh, y'all just, and it's so interesting because I say to different people, I still do feel energy of anger. I still do receive different perspectives, but I choose another perspective because I know where I woke up at in 2016. I know who was there for me, what they had to go through to be there for me.
Exactly.
I know what call I got in 2019 and how I had to show up. I know that my father was at war for this country for many years of my childhood. Like, so I know what sacrifices have been made for me. I know what sacrifices I've made. So when I sit around and I'm like, man, I could be angry. And then I could be like, yo, you got another day to go do things that you choose to do. Like, people are like, go get a 9 to 5. I was like, well, that could be done, but I've had 9 to 5s. So when I hear certain things, I'm like, are you denying the times that I've spent doing the things you expect me to do? I've been in college. I got a degree. I didn't get the bachelor's degree that some people would prefer, but I have access to that because of people who make things possible for me. So it's always interesting to sit with other people's perspectives, but I'm grateful to be grounded in my own. I'm grateful to see the true works of faith and to have works. Like, this is about 80 episodes in.
Okay.
So I've been doing this since January.
Okay.
We're about at the 8th month, right? We're almost at the 8th month.
Yes, sir.
And we're not even at the 8th month.
Like
this month ain't done.
Not done.
So what I said is like, my numbers are pretty good. Like,
it's moving quickly.
This guy from a place is pretty agile.
Exactly.
He's bipping.
Yes, sir. You getting it done. You getting it done. And that's why I said when you called me, I was, hey man, I'm happy to do it. I'm proud of you. So come through, holler at me, and we can get this done.
Yes, and this is
We can get this
legacy.
done.
This is
Yeah.
real time legacy
Yeah.
because whether it's my kids, my siblings' kids, my cousins, and whoever else it may be, my friends, my extended family,
Yes, sir.
whoever is gonna benefit from this 10 years later.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, how did you feel in 2023? How did you feel? Well, go check that podcast.
Check that
Me,
podcast. I'm gonna tell
me
you
and
exactly
Marquis
how I
did.
feel.
Yeah,
How I felt. I was feeling good.
feeling good.
Feeling
Yeah,
good. Good day out here.
great day.
You know,
Mm,
good day. And like you
indeed.
said, whether go back to school or not. I mean, school is open. Shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'll make that decision. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. We adult and we are adulting. You know what I
Indeed.
mean? And, doing our thing, man.
Yeah.
Shit. We
What's
living.
the Richard Pryor joint? Are the people laughing when you say what you say?
Yeah.
Well, tell them to have a coke and a
Have
smile and
Coke
shut.
smile and shut the fuck up. You know what I mean?
Classic. He's-
That's what he told Bill.
yeah, he's a tell Bill.
Yeah. Have a Coke and a smile and shut the fuck up. You
Yeah.
know?
You know?
So basically, like I mean, that's where I'm at with, with everything being, being honest and being, being serious. Like, everything for me is one day at a time. Um, I got a lot of things that's on my mind that's going to be in the works.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the future looks good. You know, I'm going back into physical therapy, to get back into shape, you know,
Mm-hmm.
get into some of the best shape of my life. You know what I'm saying? And to, you know,
Mm-hmm.
to show the world that I can keep moving, that I can keep vibing, that I can keep moving forward. And to like you said, I'm doing a lot of things for myself, and it's not necessarily for the world, but if the world observes, and then they'll see um what's going on, you know.
Mind over matter.
Mind over matter. Mind over
And
matter.
that's what's so powerful. You have the same energy you had with all the things that people think you gotta have. Cause my uncle, he had motion. The young guys who say you have motion. You have, and it wasn't just motion; it was progress. Right.
Man.
So it's like when I sit with that part, I've been posting a lot. Who are you with nothing? Do you still smile and thank God with nothing?
Yeah,
Because if you thank Him with that, He could get you everything.
exactly.
But if you like, I don't know why this is like, why question it?
He gonna give you what you ask for.
He gonna give you what you asked for.
And a lot of people, and it's not even like I'm gonna give you what you asked for with the reason. I'm gonna give you what you asked for, but I'm gonna give it to you at my time and not yours. I'm gonna give it to you in my time and not yours. And um, that's a lot of people don't have that understanding.
Mm,
They don't understand that, or they don't vibe with that, or it's a lot, man. It's let me
indeed.
tell you, man, it's just a lot. I was just having a conversation earlier before you came, about karma.
Mm,
Some people believe in karma, like me personally, I don't. Because karma to me is just an excuse for why things happen. So, a guy, let's just say, for example, guy loses his money. He goes broke.
mm,
You say, oh, he going broke because he cheated on his wife. You know what I mean? So, he cheated on his wife, treated his wife dirty. That's karma.
mm.
Like, no, he just went broke. You know what I'm saying? It didn't have nothing to do with him cheating on his wife. He
You
just
had
went
poor
broke. He
spending
made a bad
habits, right? Like
decision.
it could have been any.
Yeah,
It could be so many reasons we had no insight to.
don't know. Now karma is somewhere saying, why am I getting blamed for all this stuff? You know what I'm saying?
That is not my
So yeah,
business.
it's cause so karma's sitting somewhere like I didn't have anything to do with that. But you know, people believe in karma. Like, what the hell is wrong with people?
Well, Stevie Wonder said, "You believe in things that you don't understand, and you suffer." So it's that part where it's like we become, and I don't even say we. I don't even want to be part of that, you know.
Uh,
But
yeah,
but sometimes you could be your own enemy if you
yeah.
make that decision.
So I always that's what I always say. I say I don't want no parts
I
of it.
don't want no part. It ain't my business.
Want no parts of it.
Yeah.
Listen, y'all save that for yourself because if y'all want to make an excuse as to why something happened to somebody or whatever, no.
Whew.
People's a-hole, so this is why this happening. He had a bad personality. He made a mistake. You know, he made a bad business decision.
Mm.
Like, you don't lose because, like I didn't get, now I take it to myself because I didn't get shot several times because I did something to somebody in my life that, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Because I was mean.
Need to try to
I
put
was
him.
mean to the girl at Starbucks,
Oh
and then
goodness, that's
I got shot several times because I was mean to the girl at Starbucks. Nah, come on now. This I don't believe in that karma stuff, man.
and what's interesting is like the more I sit into the different things that I experience, like going to Germany in fifth grade and
Mm-hmm.
coming back and trying to explain to people I got a German brother, and
Yeah,
I went to Germany and I'm a kid from East Baltimore. I ain't gotta know Germany.
yeah.
So it was these different things. The yoga that I'm doing now, like I'm practicing
Mm,
yoga. It doesn't align with Christian ideology for some
yeah,
people, but a lot of people don't know what my foundation is
yeah,
as I
and
step into this different space.
and see my thing with you see, and like you said, people got different perspectives on different things. Uh my thing with yoga was that I don't understand is why do people want to fold themselves up in certain ways that that you can fit into a suitcase? You know what I'm saying? That's what I understand now.
Well, some days you want to get a free trip. You
Now,
want to get in some luggage. You just pack yourself up and you
when it
end up
come
in my.
down to the folding of the young ladies, which
That's a
we
whole
won't get
nother.
it. Yeah, it's a whole nother podcast,
That
but
is indeed.
um. No, that's a
My
different
uncle said it.
story.
I did, and that
that's a
ain't. That's not my business. You
that's a
understand?
different story.
It's
But
a whole nother bag.
might I say? But anyway, that's my only thing with yoga is I don't understand that part. But yoga to me is an exercise. Like people
There you go.
taking the exercise into religion and they're like that, like stuff like
Yeah.
that is crazy to me. Like, what does one thing have to do with the other? Just
Yes.
because I do yoga, that doesn't make me a devil worshiper.
Is intention because it's people that put their hands together for a prayer pose and they're not praying to the Jesus, right? They're praying to whoever they pray to, right? So it's these concepts where I sit with the yoga practice that I've been doing. Gave me balance in my body. I was very
Mm,
stiff in my shoulders. So like
mm.
I did the calisthenics really heavy, started every day with push-ups.
Okay.
Literally could hear my like,
Okay. Have a good
you
day.
all right, miss? You
No, it's
good?
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Take care. I'm going to be off until Wednesday, so I'll see when I get back Wednesday.
Yes, ma'am. And you enjoy yourself. Be safe.
Yes,
All
indeed.
right. All
Have a
right
blessed
now.
weekend. Yes, yes. But a lot of different body parts.
Yeah.
It healed a lot of my body. Then it also
Okay.
opened my mind. So
Mm,
you know what they tried to say I had or what I would be, and I'm not that
yeah.
because of this practice, this breath work, this understanding. Like I'm doing classes where I started telling the kids, grab your heart, close your eyes, and think
Mm,
about somebody you're grateful for. Hand them a gift in your imagination because what you do in your imagination can be done in your real life. I started one of the classes last year during the summer bridge, and a lot of people were slightly, why would you say that? I was like, well, they're going to see it in spaces where I don't get to say anything to them after that. So this is why I did. Everybody, load your guns. Put your guns together.
Mm.
I said, how you set it? How you set it to shoot? I see kids going. I see them doing it. They already see the 9mm Glock, and they got that. Some of them may actually get an opportunity to hold it. Some of them may never see it in real life. I say, starts with Ferraris. So how many gears it have? I say, how you drive off in a Ferrari?
Mm.
They're like, I don't know. Why is it that my imagination can go to that dangerous of a space, but not something as beautiful as that fine Italian machine? Right? Why is it that if I say, imagine walking on the beach and the sand hitting your toes, they don't know what the water looks like? They don't know how beautiful the sunset is. Why is that the thing? So my whys start to irritate people.
Yeah.
My questions. Oh, you think I say I know nothing? I'm just asking you questions. Now you're uncomfortable, which is on
you.
Yeah, to me.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, to me.
And look, I'm not saying anything to make you uncomfortable.
Just asking
I'm
questions.
just asking the question.
And there's nothing wrong with a question.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's what you feel because the question's asked. So, like I said, is the yoga for me, the practice has given me more sense of what I have rather than what I'm trying to get.
Yes.
Because I'm like, oh, I have an uncle with a beautiful story that was beautiful before this moment in 2019. I have a father with an amazing story. I mean, me and my dad talk about walking to school, seeing that sign that said you're going to be dead before 21. Like walking past Latrobe in the early 90s with all of the gangster rap that's coming out and all of the intentional political plays that was set up to destroy community. And I'm on the other side of it, still dealing with different stuff, but not in the way y'all were. Where I get the joke about the fact that I'm a yoga instructor. Like, nobody see that in 95. Nobody see that in 96 when I'm born. Like, this boy going to be doing yoga.
I mean, I can tell you, a kid from East Baltimore, not that you grew up in the street, but you grew up near it. You knew, things that was going on around you. And for you to now be a yoga instructor, I took jokes when I became a police officer. Growing up in East Baltimore, they laughed and joked because I don't know how to ride a dirt bike. I don't know how to ride. I never ridden a dirt bike before, but that was a joke to them because they figured young black kid from East Baltimore probably had a dirt bike. More likely than not had a dirt bike or access to a dirt bike.
Look, I just rode one yesterday for the first time. B360 Baltimore. They got a whole program dedicated to the youth in the city. So they got dirt bikes, they had e-bikes. So I got to do the gas joint, and it was lovely. I was very excited. Didn't leave first gear because that thing is powerful, and I was not. Other brothers fell. No disrespect to y'all, but I was like, I'm gonna just see if I can feel it out. Understanding this clutch and this braking mechanism. Like I was a little shaky, but I had a little. It was my kid, like. The kid that was watching the guys do wheelies up and down Chester Street was like, yo, I'm finally on.
Yeah, I finally got one.
I'm here.
Finally on it.
So dreams do come true.
Dreams do come true. It can happen to you.
It's happening. For the slim price of $9.99, I'm not selling anything.
Yes. So I'll buy that for $1.
You know what I'm saying? But that's the part where it's like, I was laughing because, like you said, I'm street adjacent. I'm street adjacent like my uncle and my father. So when I'm speaking proper, people are like, you from the county? Even the kids, like, I'll come into teacher class and I'll start with, I'm from Baltimore, East Baltimore.
Okay.
You from Baltimore? I say, yeah. Why you think that? You ain't from Baltimore?
Yeah.
It's like,
East side.
I thought Boston. I said, well, you know nobody from Boston. Why you bringing up Boston?
You do not have nowhere
nothing
near
close
a Boston accent at all.
And I've heard it. I've heard it up close. I've heard it. How they do it? What's that? What they do? They got. I don't even know how to joke them right now.
Yeah,
That's how far it is from what I.
They have a very distinct
Look,
accent.
I'm playing Jay-Z and Nas. Somebody like, you from Brooklyn? I was like, that's cool. I like Brooklyn. Shout out to Brooklyn. I'm from Baltimore, baby.
Yeah.
I'm from Baltimore, from over east.
All
I say
day.
over east a
All day.
little bit, just a little twinge, and I get my twos going. Do
Yeah.
you understand? Do you
Yeah,
get what I'm saying for real?
Yeah, the twos.
Twos,
Do you twos?
tennis shoes
Yeah,
at the market.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a special place. And I laugh. I say I laugh a lot. But the place that we from gives so much to people, and a lot of the people that it gave so much to don't get to speak up. Like, I know a lot of guys behind the walls or guys just walking the street every day that want to see a different outcome for the youth, that want to speak up for these kids, that are like, yo, at least we had rec centers when we coming up. Like, we had choices. Like, I hear the stories of like guys who had a clear path between the streets or college. Like, it wasn't too much in the way of either one. Some guys chose the street, some guys chose college. But the cool part was they stayed linked up. Like, you still my homie. Like, I'ma still send you some advice, but you know what I gotta do.
Exactly.
I know what I gotta do.
Exactly.
And it was disrespect, but I think right now, and it's still available. Like, as I taught in the schools, I saw up close, some of these guys do have those understandings because they come from spaces where it's some real men involved. But for the ones that don't, it's easy to be a follower behind somebody that don't know where they're going.
Man, it's just basically for me, I just want to see a different Baltimore period. You know, from the youth to the adults. You know, I just want to see a different Baltimore period. I want to see, you know, a fun Baltimore. I want to see, you know, a loving Baltimore. I don't want to see this what we have going on now. So, you know, what's going on right now is hurtful, man. It's just real hurtful.
A vision of everybody smiling, like the Newport ads with the
just having fun, man.
Just go straight up fun though.
Yeah, just have fun, man. Just like, yo, you know, we you know, smoking Newports and drinking Coke 45. You know what I'm saying? It's just have fun. Just being real, you know what I'm saying?
And look, it's like, it's funny. It's so funny to me because I'm like, I saw so many happy black folk with liquor bottles and good intentions. And it's like everything got a negative spin on it now.
Everything.
Like, people like, I'm on demon time. It's like, hey, bro, you woke up like that? Did you brush your teeth yet?
Yeah, damn, bro, just get yourself together.
Like, proud of the foolishness. Like,
yeah, I'll call you back.
Yeah,
get yourself together. I'll call you back.
All right. But I joke about this with one of my friends. We talk about how we came up and grandma's forcing us to church. And I didn't know that was his background. Like, it's funny when I get to have conversations with people I might have judged a little bit. Because he judged me too. He thought I was a square. he in the county.
Yeah.
I didn't been like,
you the square.
Like, he in the county. I'm right next to it. Even by Northern Parkway, like, I was on Chester Street every day.
We'll see, kid. Listen, let me tell
Enough.
you.
Not at the late hours though.
Well, let me tell you something. Your ass is an East Baltimore baby. Northeast didn't come till later on. Your ass is an East Baltimore baby.
I definitely dodged some lead chips.
You know what I'm saying? You know about the hood. Your ass was down in the hood.
You know what's sad though? I just be trying to get, it's like, it's not, I'm ashamed of it, but I know I resent when I see somebody wear in a way where it's like, yo, you really wasn't from it. Like, I used to like the smell of weed. Like, I wake up to cigarettes in the house. Like, the cigarette is going in the house. And we making breakfast, watching court TV and the news telling us about who got shot, and it might be around the corner.
Let me tell you something. You was a baby. You were a baby in East Baltimore when the ear infections were prevalent.
Staph infections.
Every baby in East Baltimore had an ear infection. Stay with ear infections. Like, what the hell is,
in real time lead.
And then they would look, the thing was, is somebody in your house smoking? Say, yeah. You know, my daughter's grandmother smokes.
Mm.
But this could be why she have an ear infection. Go back home and say, hey, listen, doctor say, you know, the smoke could be like, there ain't no smoke getting nobody no ear infection. There ain't nobody, you know, people I don't want to hear nothing that's going to interrupt their smoke. The cigarettes, they don't want to hear that shit.
It couldn't be.
No, hell no.
It ain't this.
Yeah, no. So you are East Baltimore ear infection, baby.
Look, my uncle stamped it. For anybody that want to know, anybody that doubt it,
Listen,
because I got a lot of out of towners who like, you always been up here. I said I was going back down the way on the weekends.
trust me, his ass. That's where before they moved out there.
Yeah.
He was down there.
Then look, as I'm getting older, Aunt Landy over there on by Chickapin, across the street from Chickapin, we hooping
Yeah.
at Chickapin, we get beat up for the ball.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
then Aunt Nisi, she live over there. That's Adonia. So you know how they give it up. Like that's Gardenville. I get sick of the football tryout. I see the one kid get moped out. Like I was like moped out. The way he just knocked him down, dug the shoulder pad into him.
Yeah.
Big Dad was like, you just want to play? I'm like, nah,
Yeah,
I'm good.
Like I'm done.
Yeah, I had that Justin timid energy, but it was like I just saw so much so fast. Like, and I was always paying attention. Like, even hearing the arguments when I was coming up, and you're like, it ain't about you. Like, I know it ain't, but I'm trying to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Like,
It's not about that. Like we don't, it's like we, you know, as kids, we see a lot of stuff that we don't understand or we
Thanks.
don't know about. And I know it's not about me because I didn't do anything, but
I'm here.
you know, yeah.
It's like,
mean, shit.
It's parts where I'm like, can y'all stop? Like, I know I'm like
that's not
5 and stuff, but
That's not happening.
can y'all stop just a little?
No, that's not happening.
No,
That's not
go to
happening.
sleep. So
Take
okay,
your ass to bed.
I'm trying.
Close your eyes.
It hurt.
Close your eyes.
I'm trying now. But I love it because a lot of people don't recognize how you can turn pain to power, and you can stand with your trauma to help others through theirs. When I was at the school, so many kids with parents going through divorce, so many kids coming from homes where they ain't got shoe money. You know, he didn't put these shoes in like 3 cycles. Big brother gave him some hand-me-downs. He got a 14 on. He wear a 12. Might get to a 12.
Yeah.
You know, these different things I'm watching kids go through that I've slightly gone through or I've had friends that went through. I had friends that were in orphanage. And like in the orphanage when I'm coming up, they coming to my house and like, oh man, you got it this way. And I'm like, man, I got some things and I don't have others. My father's at war.
Yeah.
Like y'all don't know that reality. Like my mother work every day.
Yeah,
like long hours.
It's not even about this right here, what I got.
It's not about it's never been about the material. So it's like, even, oh, your mother owned a business. That she is an entrepreneur who worked hours that don't make sense to y'all. Right. And the sacrifices I saw her make for her vision to be what it is, the sacrifices I make that are similar to hers that I used to judge her for or feel a way about. So it's like, when I sit back, I'm just like, thank you, God. You know?
Yeah, because it's like you got to go through those things. Those things mold you. They make you who you are. It's like you got to go through those things so that you can become the person that you're going to be. It's unfortunate, you know, but you know, well, I'm not even gonna say it's unfortunate. You know what I'm saying?
It's part of the process. You gotta trust it.
Exactly. It's part of the process. Trust the process.
It's God.
Even though we're not in Philadelphia, but trust the process. So
feel it in the air.
Yeah.
Shout out beans.
Yeah. So, you know, you just, I don't know. It's not I used the wrong terminology. It's not unfortunate, but it's fortunate.
It can feel like a lot.
But you have an understanding though. And I think that's more of what is about having an understanding of what's going on, you know what I'm saying, around you. Having an understanding of your environment. having that understanding. And as a kid, you may not have had that understanding as a kid.
Not all
You
the
know what
way.
I'm saying? You talking about you 5.
Mhm.
So you don't really know what's going on, but to become an adult and to then, vibe on it and understand what's going on, you know what I'm saying? Or what was going on, or
Yeah.
what was happening, because now you starting to have relationships yourself. You know what I'm saying? And you could be going through it yourself.
This is when it's full circle. When I'm having an argument, and I'm like, I look like somebody. I look like somebody's,
Mm-hmm.
and I get it. I give them grace because it's like I sit with what size shoe and dimension was on their foot in that moment
Mm-hmm.
because I'm their child and I may have to wear it and I
Mm-hmm.
may not, but regardless of the situation, I can't judge them shoes they walking in.
Yeah, and well, yeah, you're right. And you can't wear the shoes that they walking in either.
Man, wear 'em.
And yeah, but I tell you what, through those, like, we don't know how, some of the things that we did when we were raising kill, that impacted or that, gave our kids um kind of molded our kids, or impacted our kids,
Mm,
the type of arguments that we had, luckily those arguments weren't physical,
right. That was the blessing.
just the verbal arguments or whatever, but some of these kids witnessed the physical part aspect of it. And through that witnessing the physical aspect, they take on those characteristics, and that is the unfortunate part, to take those characteristics, those damaging characteristics that they would take on. That is the bad part.
And you just like your daddy that makes you lean into that rather than be like, no, I'm my own person. I mean, we got some similar traits. I look in the mirror, I see my pops, I see my granddad,
Yeah.
I see my uncle, I see people
Yeah.
that in my family.
Yeah.
But I'm Marquis.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you all. So
And I can tell you, just from watching, your moves and, watching what you do, you're not Ike. You are not Ike. Because let me tell you, Ike, Ike was a young man. Ike was a young man.
that's a family trait that I have for sure. But I gotta be conscious of how I use it because
Exactly.
it is something different.
Exactly.
And oh yeah, you're not going to. You're not going to understand that. But that's a whole nother thing I've been sitting with.
Siri, mind your business.
Facts.
Basically.
Yeah, I mean, because it's so easy.
So
How do it
look?
the charisma?
That's a whole nother
Generations.
podcast. Yeah,
and that is a whole nother podcast. And I want to have that conversation in a healthy way because sometimes people think I'm being cocky or arrogant. I'm like, it's like principles to it that's just come to me natural.
Yeah.
And like when I'm not trying, it's coming to me. When I'm trying, it might be avoiding me, but it still end up near me.
Yep.
Because I'm putting my guard down. Oh, that's right. That's why you was here. You don't actually care about none of this nerdy stuff. But I like what you're showing me.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's go ahead and figure that out.
Yes.
And that's cold, but it ain't too codified for the ones that understand. So I'm just like, but that's what's wild is like, for such a long time, I was in this space of like, I gotta find that one to make it make sense with. And I'm like, I don't know nobody who got that one. My grandfather on my mama's side had that, but still with that many kids.
Yeah.
So that energy's still there.
Yeah.
You just directed it to one individual. But I mean,
so
it's interesting.
I'll say it very, very interesting. Very interesting. and sometimes history repeats itself. That's all I'm gonna say.
I won't be like them. I won't do this.
Yeah,
How could you cheat? I could see how you could.
yeah,
And then it's funny because it's perspective. And I don't think people could even understand this, but if it comes to you that aggressively, it's like saying no sometimes seems strange.
yeah.
And it's like, I guess.
Yeah. Like you're not going. Like the only thing father told me, only thing I turned down is my college. That's it.
But look, it's funny because the job I'm doing
Yeah.
is very serious.
Yeah.
In a regard where it's like people are open to me in a way where it's like I don't want to take advantage of you. I don't want you to feel misled. I don't want you to feel any type of negativity about this experience because it can ruin where you go with it.
Exactly.
I don't want to be the face of the problem you have with something. So that's always been a thing for me and leading, like, especially with my students, like they watch me, I say different things and it's like, but what are you doing though? And I know I'm not perfect. So I try to give that. It's like, look, like it's about 5 of them talking to me right now.
Well, it's one thing that you always want to be an example. You don't have to be a model citizen, but you want to be an example. You want to show somebody that, you like people can be that there is like the whole, defense Superman gave to the world. There is good in people. So you want to show that there is good in people, that people they have good intentions, that our souls are good, that, you just want to be that example, role model stuff is, we can leave that to parents to be role models, and, I can be an example to show people how, that to show people not how, but that you can be a young, intelligent black man, you know, that, you know, that this is not with, like all black people lie, cheat, steal, all this stuff. Like that's no, we're
It's
not going
corny.
to, yeah. So, no, we gonna show you, we gonna give you a different example than the example that's been given to you. We're gonna give you something different. So,
and even the perspective given about that, because
Yeah.
I'm like, everybody that sold drugs wasn't some super, like what's the cartoon villain with like the big evil shoulders and like goofy head, like take these drugs,
then mustache,
kill the
you know what I'm saying?
community, kill your dog, be evil to your
Yeah.
people. It's like, nah, bro, he was like a gym coach who found out he could get some quick money and wanted a BMW to pull up to the wreck.
And every drug dealer, like, you taught like every drug dealer is a low life.
Right, it's
Is
like,
a,
no.
like, nah, that's my cousin. Like,
Right. He went to church with me last Sunday.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's not a low life, it's my cousin. But that's just one of the fictions of the community.
I laugh at the pencil mustache.
Yeah, a little thin my
Yeah. See, I got splat drugs.
yeah,
I've made $10,000 today. How much did you make?
you know what I mean? Yeah, so this just silly.
Oh my goodness.
So it's just, man, like you say, we can that stuff we can conversate on like all day.
Yes.
All day. We can beat that drum. You know, would you lose a minutes on that?
I was checking. I had to be sure. I wanted to honor our time because we got lives. You understand, and we're gonna have to do a couple of these. You know? I had to get another one of these. I want to hear some stories about specifically like coming up. Like what was it like as like coming up in your household and going from middle school to high school, these different transitions. But yeah, I love this. It's been a long time coming because you know we've been joking about it since the start of the summer. You see me at the cookout. We gonna get this, and then at the basketball game, your guy was like, "I bring you in the studio, all of that," you know. So it's still possible, and I laugh because it's like this. The way I do it is so organic.
Yes. So let's say random. So random. So you know, you can get up and maybe you get up and maybe go through your phone and say, "Okay, I'm gonna call." See what what you doing? Yo, coming through to holler at you. You know what I'm saying? So, it's all good. I mean, listen, I appreciate it. You know, like I said, we can vibe all day.
Big fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Big fact.
I appreciate it, and looking forward to the next time.
Yeah. Any last words for the people of the world? You
know. Be true to yourself. That's it. Be true to yourself.
Number one rule.
Yep.
Well, as I always say, I am a guy from a place, CharmCityBipper, Quis The Vndl. Marquis is the name my mama gave me. My father added to it as well. One day made better, as many days made greater. I'm uplifting you to be in a world that cares. If I keep it to myself, I think that's unfair. The joys we are given are best when shared. Visionaries never die, legends survive. Through the seeds we sow daily, we get better with time. Bip into it, love on somebody. Have a great day.
Peace.
Power to the people. Yeah. We were searching for the right way, did a lot of wrong. Can't go back, gotta move on. Gotta move forward, corrections given and accept the living. Still brings pain, even when you're moving with the best intentions. And you blessed with visions of joy, bliss, peace. Gratitude for every day I live to speak and I live to breathe in growth and abundance. Traumas get healed when the shadows confront it. I know